Alright, so we've got this now set up in the mill after braising it. And we're to knock off all that excess that I made and hopefully make that one as nice and complete and flat as the other one. I got a little box here hopefully to catch the chips so that I don't have to do so much cleaning up. I had this cut when it was kind of too deep, and I'm going to now take out the other side, the other part, and see how much of an egg shape this looks like and whether or not I want to finish and just kind of complete that to make this all smooth. And I suppose I will. And so I've got most of the lathe already set up. I've set the compound for 15.5 degrees. Set it in this orientation for internal thread. There's the 15.5 degrees on the faint line right there. And I've got the lathe in back gears. My feed lever is up. That means we'll be feeding towards the chuck. I've set the proper gear for 5 threads per inch. It tells me to put the 48 tooth gear into the stud position. Everything else, nearly everything else on the table tells me to use the 24 tooth gear. And we're ready to finally start cutting some metal. By now that layout fluid is definitely dry, and so we'll take a scratch pass. Got my dials loose, and once we take our scratch pass, we'll set them to 0. Watching my line, there it goes. I'll push the cross slide out a little bit, bring it back out, and return it to 0. I'm ready to take another cut, and I'm watching the dial. There it goes. Okay, this is hopefully the final pass. I didn't get anything. Getting tougher, but I can see the screw coming out the other side, so I know it's fully in. Yeah. I'm gonna call that done. All right. Well, I don't know if you can see it yet. You'll definitely see it once I split these apart. But you can probably see where the bronze is totally obliterated in the first thread or two over here. I mean, any threads on this section of the part won't be doing anything anyway, because they won't actually be riding on the lead screw. Well, the next step now is to put this in the four-jaw chuck and turn this outer diameter to the right size that will fit into the slot that this has to go into. The threading is done, and that was the tough part. Yeah. I'm pretty pleased with that fit. It's a decent, snug fit. What I'll be doing now is turning this down to 1 1/8 and just kind of knocking off this weld build up here. Okay, that's about as good as I can get with just my eye. I'll zoom in so you can see that if you care. All right, so that's running true. I had to mill a flat down this side of the part, and I found that I also had to narrow this down from, this is 1.5 inches across here, down to 1 3/8 inches. And after doing that, now it finally fits in the slot. And so that makes me real happy. The only thing left to do is drill a little hole for the grease and drill my holes for the screws that mount this to the saddle. Okay. In order to mark the screw hole locations for the mounting screws on this, we're going to use these Hyman transfer screws, and I'll show you how they go in. So the way these work, and I need 2 different ones, is the little carrying tube also has a driver at the tip of it. Alright, so now that little point is facing me, and when I put my part up against it, I'll just give it a tap, and it will make a mark precisely at where it needs to be. One of them is 3/8 16, and the other one is 1/4 20. That smaller one. So
the story was updated and it moved across time. Times change, of course, so stories and even meaning change along with.
it's gonna be a little dark because I need 2 hands. I'm turning the hand wheel, and this is getting drawn into the slot.
Also, this horizontal
Okay, now it's right up against them there, and I'll just give it a little tap, and that should be marked by now. Let's see. Yep. A little faint to see, but there's one, and there's the other. Always good to check, I guess, that you're not drilling through the vise. Alright, let's get back in there. Alright. And now the final size for this. I'm going straight to the nominal size. I'm not going to over drill them. All right. All right, now 3/8. our part is complete, we're ready to install it in the table. So here's the nut. I'm going to set it onto the lead screw, and I've got my hand on the hand wheel. And it will draw itself into a little cavity. And there it's in. And it's going to stay in there for a while. I'm glad this project is over. I really enjoyed it. It was one lesson learned after another. And I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Look out for more videos from me as I get into the shop and start to address some of the other things that are screwy about this milling machine.